It was 55 years ago when I first heard this guy in Chicago. Of course, Dead Skunk was a few years after that. I won't do the whole thing, what I was thinking of, but he's been scandalized by his father's work. He's been mentioned his son and his daughters. He's had TV and movie roles in the making. He's channeled 20s and 30s music to make it more interesting for all of us. But there's nobody who's met quite like Loudon. Loudon Wainwright III.
Hey, that's good, John. Good. John Platt, the one and only John Platt, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, geez, I don't know what to do here. This summer I went swimming. This summer I might have drowned. But I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around. Moved my arms around. This summer I swam in the ocean and I swam in a swimming pool. Salt my wounds, chlorine my eyes. I'm a self-destructive fool. I'm a self-destructive fool. Yeah. This summer I did the backstroke, and you know that that's not all. I did the breaststroke and the butterfly and the old Australian crawl. The old Australian crawl. And this summer I swam in a public place and a reservoir to boot. At the latter I was informal, at the former I wore my suit. Oh, I wore my swimming suit. This summer I did swan dives, jackknives for you all. But once when you weren't looking, I did a cannonball. I did a cannonball. Yeah, that summer I went swimming. That summer I might have drowned. I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around. Move my arms. Can you clap your hands? Come on, it's a folk festival. Hey, ha, ho, ha, woo. Hey, hey. That's the swimming song. I didn't hear that, but it's a folk festival. So here's the song that I was going to start with and I forgot, but now I remembered it. Sometimes my baby's my plaything. Sometimes my darling's my doll. Yeah, she's a princess and a queen. Something else in between. I'm a gangster and my baby's my mall. When I need help, she's my helper. You could say that I'm her mama's boy. I love when she hugs me and I hate when she bugs me. I'm her most likely guy to annoy, 'cause she's a chick in a skirt and she knows how to hurt me. She's a broad and a wench and a squeeze. Baby's the boss, I don't give a toss. I'm the guy my gal's out to please me, mama. On Monday, my baby's my honey. Tuesday, I call on my pet. Wednesday, baby is sweet. Thursday, she's my reed petite. Do I thank God when it's Friday? You bet. You bet. On the weekend, my terms of endearment are so varied that they're myriad. What else can I say? Come whatever what may. She's the best of the rest I've ever had. Oh, 'cause she's a chick in a skirt, and she can tease and flirt, and she's a broad and a wench and a squeeze. Baby's the boss, she don't double cross me. I'm the guy my gal's out to please me, mama. Please me, mama. Please me, mama. You could say that my baby is perfect. Though she's human, I mustn't forget. My tastes are wide-ranging, baby don't need no changing. Except when my baby's all wet. The lady's a tramp if and when she gets down. That's when my baby's all wet. She's a chick in a skirt, and she can tease and hurt you. She's a broad and a wench and a squeeze. Baby's the boss. I don't give a toss. I'm the guy my gal's out to please me, mama. Please me, mama. Please me, mama. How's the translating going? Well, it's a festival, and you're people, and you're in a family, I presume. I have family material. You don't seem too excited about that, but that's not going to stop me from singing some of it. Here's a song I wrote about my dearly departed sister, Teddy Wainwright. There are pictures on the piano, pictures of the family, mostly my kids, but there's an old picture of you and me. You were 5 and I was 6, 1952. That was 70 years ago. How could it be true? We were sitting outside drawing at a table meant for cards. Must have been in autumn, fallen leaves in the front yard, with a shoebox full of crayons, full of colors oh so bright, and a picture in a plastic frame, a snapshot black and white. You were looking at my paper, watching what I drew. It was natural, I was older, 13 more months than you. Brother and a sister, a little boy and girl. And whoever took that picture, they captured our own world. A brother needs a sister to watch what he can do, to protect and to torture, to boss around is true. But a brother will defend her, for a sister's love is pure, because she thinks he's wonderful when he is not so sure. In the picture there's a fender of our old Chevrolet or Pontiac. Our dad would know. Surely he could say. But Dad is dead and we grow old. It's true that time flies by. In 70 years the world has changed, as well as you and I. Thank you. That's the picture, that's called. I need a family vacation. I mean a family vacation alone. I'm gonna pack up the car, put up the bike and the kayak, and leave the fucking family at home. A vacation away from the family. A vacation away from the fray. When it comes to your so-called loved ones, sometimes you got to get away. Maybe I'll go to the mountains, or else I'll get down to the shore. Yeah, and I guess there's a chance I might miss my people. But right now, I can't stand them no more. When I'm barbecuing there on my Weber, I might be focused on my family. Then I'll throw down some hot dogs, burgers, and some chicken, and I'll burn them all in effigy. Oh! Oh! When I get back from my family vacation, tanned and relaxed will be the shape that I'm in. Yeah, I'll be patient and loving, not to mention detached. When I'm dealing with my kith and my kin, we all need a family vacation. You got to keep the mashpok at bay. Tolstoy got it right when he wrote each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. From my parents, I still run away from my kids. As for brother and sister, we're playing Twister. It's a cover-up to keep ourselves hid from each other. I need a family vacation. My family needs a vacation from me. Because your dearest and nearest, they're the most dangerous. They're the ones that make you fucking crazy. Oh! Jean-Paul Sartre said it. Hell is other people. Okay, that's enough family material for you. Actually, this is kind of a family song because it's about a cherished being. Let's see. Capo. You're signing with somebody about something altogether different, right? Oh, okay. You're asking that guy for a date or something? All right, this song, I hope needs no explanation. She ran off into the woods and vanished for 2 days. You and I beside ourselves tried all the prescribed ways, shaking her box of kibble while while singing out her name, trying not to sound too scared, as if it were a game. Then door to door to question neighbors, people we'd never met, handing out our leaflets just in case folks might forget her name and what cats look like, in the hope they'd take her in before some raptor perpetrated Mother Nature's gravest sin. On the second night she came back, bedraggled, hungry, but okay. A happy ending to a grim tale. Perhaps we'd willed her home some way. Not just happy, we were ecstatic, relieved and overcome with joy. I made a joke about Mandingo, her wild and feral Tom toy boy. What the hell's a hairball? I'm not sure I even know. She tiptoed in her litter box when she went there to go. Cats meow at humans, it's their way to make a fuss. Shy greeting the cable guy, she was so fond of us. Yes, I could be impatient, a little gruff, a bit unkind. I can't say I miss the yowling that you never seem to mind. I thought I heard her in your closet, which was where she went to hide. Just my imagination, a clawed up magic carpet ride. Coming home with her not here just seems too sad somehow. It's not a joke, it's not a game. Nothing is funny now. It's been a week, she's really gone. She's truly disappeared. The vet was kind, he did what's right, the thing that we most feared. Timmy was what we called her. Not exactly a girl's name. 16 years and 9 lives later, it's all a numbers game. Now there's no need for leaflets or going door to door. Just a cat, it's only love. There couldn't be much more than that. It's just a cat, it's only love. There couldn't be much more. Thank you. Oh, no. Did I forget my... There it is. Last night I dreamed that I won a Grammy. What the fuck is my password? There we go. Last night I dreamed that I won a Grammy. It was presented to me by Debbie Harry. I ran up on stage in my tux. I gulped and I said, oh, shucks. I'd like to thank my producer and Jesus Christ. Now, those lyrics are from the Grammy song, which appeared on my 9th album, 1983's Fame and Wealth. I'd been bouncing around the music business for 14 years and had experienced some success and some failure, or as they used to say on ABC's Wide World of Sports, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. At that time, it seemed highly unlikely that I would ever win a Grammy Award, and for years I watched others bounding up on stage, watching them there on TV to collect their little statues, people in groups like Paul Simon and Stevie Wonder and Fleetwood Mac, and they all struck me as being from an entirely different planet. They were stars in the music business, whereas I was merely a puny asteroid, relegated to the far periphery of the rock and roll galaxy. Pretty good, huh? The audience gave me a standing ovation. I shed tears of joy, I shed tears of elation behind the podium there. Debbie grabbed my derriere. I'd like to thank my producer and Jesus Christ. Then, Wonder of Wonders, in 1986, they created a Grammy category called Best Contemporary Folk Album. I was nominated for my record, I'm All Right. I rented a tuxedo. I bought 2 round-trip tickets to the ceremony in Los Angeles, which was held at the Shrine Auditorium. My date was Suzy Roach. Yeah, we were both pretty excited. Because of the time difference on the West Coast, Suzy and I were in our seats at the Shrine early the next afternoon, way early, because the Best Contemporary Folk Album Award was presented a few hours before the telecast even began. The new category was pretty low on the Grammy totem pole, number 51 or 2, right after Best Polka Record. Suz and I were up in the nosebleed seats looking down on the assembled wattage. Peter Gabriel was, Steve Winwood was, there's Paul Simon. I was pretty nervous, I have to admit it. And the winner of the Best Contemporary Folk Album Grammy goes to Steve Goodman. Fuck! Oh, well, Steve deserved it. He was a close friend of mine, great songwriter, great guy. There was an important extenuating circumstance. Tragically, Steve had died of leukemia in 1984, way too early, at the age of 36. And his Grammy-winning record was a tribute album featuring other artists doing Steve's song. It was a beautiful thing for Nancy, Steve's wife, and their 3 daughters, that he should win that afternoon. So, the next day, Suz and I went back to New York, somewhat chastened, but in no way devastated. After all, I'd been nominated. Then, a year later, I put out an album called More Love Songs. Amazingly, I was nominated again. The ceremony was held in New York that year at Radio City Music Hall, so at least I didn't have to spring for plane tickets. I figured I was a shoo-in. Come on, man. More Love Songs was a great record. I'd been nominated 2 times in a row. It had to be my year. But there was a dark horse in the pack. Or should I say, a dead horse. Yes, another posthumous Steve Goodman album was nominated and in the running, ominously entitled Unfinished Business. Folks, they gave the Grammy to the dead guy twice. This time there was not a scintilla of charity in my heart for the dearly departed Steve. He was dead. I was pissed. In the weeks that followed, things went fine for me. An Oscar, a Tony, and an Emmy. Bo Derek and Barbara Mandrell. Meryl Streep and Tammy Terrell. Joan Rivers and Lana Cantrell. A Pulitzer and a Nobel. 5 gold and 1 bronze as well. I'd like to thank my producer and Jesus Christ. Now, there is a kind of happy ending postscript to my tale. In 2010, my album High, Wide, and Handsome was nominated for a Grammy. The ceremony was held back in L.A., and I flew out there. That afternoon, I walked off with the hardware. Yep. The victory felt especially sweet, not only because it had been a long and torturous journey to get the Grammy, but one of the other nominees in the category was my old Saratoga Springs pal, Bruce Utah Phillips. Great guy. Bruce had died in 2008, and his record was a tribute album. It sounds churlish and awful, I know. But I finally beat the dead guy. Here's the title track from the Grammy Award-winning album, High, Wide, and Handsome. High, wide, and handsome, that's how I like living. High, wide, and handsome, that's how life should be. Low, skinny, and ugly, that's for other people. High, wide, and handsome suits me to a T. Song, wine, and women, they're my 3 favorites. Beer, gin, and whiskey, that's 5, 6, and 4. Saturday night, I like eating and dancing. I sleep all day Sunday, so's I'm ready for more. High, wide, and handsome, you can't take it with you. High, wide, and handsome, that's one way to go. Let's live it up. Might as well, we're all dying. High, wide, and handsome, let's put on a show. Can't quit what will kill me, why even bother? It's hard living, be the death of me. High, wide, and handsome. I forgot the fucking lyrics. They're gonna take away my Grammy. High, wide, and handsome, you can call it my motto. High, wide, and handsome, call it my creed. Money, something much thicker than water. High, wide, and handsome suits me to a T. Have high, wide, and handsome carved on my headstone with the date I was born plus the date that I died. Then take one from the other, all that's left is a number. Just remember I laughed twice as hard as I cried. High, wide, and handsome, that's how I like living. High, wide, and handsome, that's how life should be. Those skinny and ugly, that's for other people. How wide and handsome suits me to a T. I'll have to go back and relearn that. Wow, something big just happened. I don't know if you know, but Tom Lehrer died. Yes, exactly. Tom Lehrer was, he was 97. I saw him last year. I made a pilgrimage. Me and my girlfriend Susan went to Cambridge. He was living by himself in this apartment in Cambridge. He'd been living there for years. And he granted us an audience. That's all I can say. We were there for about an hour. He was so charming and graceful and lovely and funny. He was very funny. At one point, we asked him, "Well, so you're 96. What does that feel like?" And he said, "The best thing about getting to be this old is less peer pressure." So he's gone now, and I guess a lot of 96-year-old people are getting nervous, or are happy, I guess. Anyway, I love his music, his songs, and my dad played those records, those little 10-inch records that he made back in the late 50s. I'm going to do a song of Tom Lehrer's. From the Bible to the popular song, there's one theme that we find all along. Of all ideals we hail as good, the most sublime is motherhood. There was a man, though, who it seems once carried this ideal to extremes. He loved his mother and she loved him, and yet his story is rather grim. There once was a man named Oedipus Rex. You may have heard about his odd complex. His name appears in Freud's index, 'cause he loved his mother. His rivals used to say quite a bit. As a monarch he was most unfit. Still in all they had to admit that he loved his mother. He loved his mother like no other. His daughter was his sister, his son was his brother. One thing on which you can depend is he sure knew a boy's best friend is. When he found out what he had done, he tore his eyes out one by one. A tragic end to a loyal son who loved his mother. He loved his mother like no other. His daughter was his sister, his son was his brother. One thing on which you can depend is he sure knew a boy's best friend is. When he found out what he had done, he tore his eyes out one by one. A tragic end to a loyal son who loved his mother. So be sweet and kind to mother now and then, have a chat. Buy her flowers or some candy or a brand new hat. Maybe you had better let it go at that. Or you might find yourself with an odd complex. You may end up like Oedipus. I'd rather marry a duck-billed platypus than end up like old Oedipus Rex. Tom Lehrer. You're welcome. I didn't bring any CDs to the thing. I just can't carry anything anymore. I have some terrific Bolivian flake cocaine. But I made a record which is it's called Loudon Live in London. It was recorded in London last year, and it includes Oedipus Rex. So check it out. How much time have I got? Where am I? 15? Okay. Well, I'll do a song that's also on that live record, and is somewhat related to Oedipus Rex. Security. Mother liked her white wine when she was alive. She was desperate to live, but her limit was 5. Carefully I'd kiss her, send her off to bed. We always stuck to white wine, we stayed away from red. Always stick to white wine, stay away from. Mother liked her white wine, she'd have a glass or two almost every single night after her day was through. Sancerre, Chardonnay, Chablis, Pinot Grigio, just to take the edge off, just to get the glow. You got to take the edge off if you want to get the. Mother liked her white wine, she'd have a glass or 3. We'd sit out on the screen porch, white winos, Mom and me. We'd talk about her childhood, recap my career. When we got to my father, that's when I'd switch to beer. We got to the old man, I'd always switch. Mother liked her white wine, she'd have a glass or 4, each empty bottle a dead soldier. The marriage was the war. When we blurred the edges, when we drank a lot, that's when I got nervous, when the glow got hot. I always get nervous when the glow gets. I still like my white wine, and I'll have a glass or 2. When I'm down, I'll drink some whiskey, something I shouldn't do. Every now and then I'll take a drop of red. When I'm with a woman, I want to take to bed. When I'm with a woman and I want to take. Mother liked her white wine when she was alive. She was desperate to live, but her limit was 5. Carefully I'd kiss her, send her off to bed. Thank God we stuck to white wine and we stayed away from. Mother liked her white wine. Thank you. That's called White Winos. When we leave one another, as one day we may do, I'm certain that something of me will stay behind with you. I'll take some of you with me if indeed we part. You'll stay behind upon my mind and hidden in my heart. We might leave for someone else or leave to be alone. But either way, something will stay, a permanent and precious loan. I forgot this lyric. Na 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 na, there is no place to. We might leave for someone else or leave to be alone. But either way, something will stay, a permanent and precious loan. We're not going anywhere, there is nowhere to go. We're stuck, you see, reciprocally. That much I think I know. We might stay together forever and a day, to have and hold each other come whatever or what may. That probably won't happen since nothing stays the same. All can be torn asunder. There is no one to blame. When we leave one another in the event we do, here's a little ditty I wrote for me and you. We all leave one another, but even when we leave, we're way more than we were before. That much I do believe. So much more than we were before. That's love. I do believe. I haven't played that for anybody, which is kind of why I don't know it. Okay, I think my 15 minutes, is that about right? 5? 10, oh my God. What do you want to hear? Anything in particular? You want to hear Dead Skunk? Really? That old thing? Oh, why? You weren't here for the beginning because I did the swimming song. I'll do the swimming song again. No, I won't. I'll do Dead Skunk. You know, I used to have an attitude about Dead Skunk. It was a very popular thing. It paid for a lot of child support. And it was #1 in Little Rock, Arkansas for 6 consecutive weeks on the AM radio. So I always had this fantasy that, you know, Bill and Hillary Clinton would have been living in Little Rock at that time in the early 70s. So I had this image of Bill and Hillary in the back of a green Rambler station wagon, getting it on, listening to Dead Skunk in the middle of the road. And I actually, a few years back, met, I don't know what number president he was, but I met Bill Clinton at some function. He was shaking hands with people. And I had the gumption to say, "Excuse me, Mr. President, do you not by any chance remember a song called Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road?" And Bill kind of went, "No." It's one of the happiest moments of my life. All right, so we're going to sing it. It's a sing-along song. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Stankin' to high. Let me hear you sing that. Dead skunk. Come on, it's a folk festival. Dead skunk. Hallelujah. Dead skunk, middle of the road. Stankin' to high heaven. Crossing the highway late last night. Should've looked left and should've looked right. Didn't see the station wagon car. The skunk I squashed and there you are. You got a dead. That's pathetic. All right. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Stinking to high. Take a whiff on me. That ain't no rose. Roll up your window and hold your nose. You don't have to look and you don't have to see because you can feel it in your olfactory. You gotta... What? One more time. It's stankin' the high. Clap your hands. Yeah, you got pollution. Yeah, you got your dead cat and you got your dead dog on a moonlight night. Dead toad frog. Got your dead rabbit and your dead raccoon. Blood and the guts, they're gonna make you swoon. You gotta... What? Oh, dead skunk, middle of the road, stinking the high heaven. There it is. There it is. All right, one more time, one more song. Oh, now the requests are yelling out. What song is it? Oh, I can't do it twice. Hey, I want to do this, and it's my fucking show, okay? And I mean, I know folk music is for the fucking people, but it's my fucking show, okay? And it touches somewhat on how, speaking of, just how, I'm not even gonna, you know what I mean. Into this pitch darkness we're hurled, where there's not a glimmer of light. It's not the end of the world, it's just the middle of the night. And the blackest of flags is unfurled in all this absence of light. It's not the end of the world, good people, merely the middle of the night. The middle of the night, that's what this is. If death is the real test, this is just a quiz. When gray creeps through your window, it will be daylight. The end of this darkness is almost in sight. Into a ball of fear you are curled. You're holding on with all of your might. It's not the end of the world, little sister. It's just the middle of the night. In the maelstrom of your mind, you are swirled. You're almost down the drain, but not quite. It's not the end of the world, my brother. Rather, the middle of the night. The middle of the night, when you fear everything. But the birds will awake soon, and you will hear them say, you doubted you'd make it, not sure you'd survive. Now you're dead tired, but you're still alive. Around fate's fickle finger, we're all twirled. Small wonder, we're all so uptight. It's not the end of the world, good people. Merely the middle of the night. It's not the end of the world as we know it. It's just the middle of the night. Thanks, folks. Nice to be at Falcon Ridge. Thank you. Thank you.